Hey everybody, welcome to this webinar, and I want to let you know first and foremost how excited I am about this one. This has been a labor of love for a few years now. Getting into the point, I'm super excited, and here's why. Literally, you guys, this niche solution saved the company. Okay? The company that I'll talk about in a minute. In their first year, nearly $750,000. This is not a typo. They didn't have to hire everybody, and this was bottom line hidden profit. So when I say that, I hope you're skeptical. As a business owner, like literally business owner, when I walk through this, I'm going to speak very clear, very transparent about everything because this is such an amazing opportunity. What it can do for you and your company. Listen, I've been in business now. I'll talk about that in a minute for well over a decade. And my goal with this is to show you how I'm going to solve a massive problem for your company because in any business, the goal of the business should solve a problem. And I think it was Elon Musk said that you get paid in basically in respect to the size of problem that you solve. And you guys, this is a massive issue for all companies, okay, mine included. And as we dive into it, I want to show you this opportunity. So my goal is to show you something that you can implement into your business and to save you thousands and thousands of dollars and potentially millions over the course of a few years. So staying to the end and give you everything. Listen, this isn't going to go long. As a business owner, I get itchy on these things. They take too long. There's all this process involved. I'm going to brass tacks on it. I want to share with you, and like I said, give you the opportunity because this is how I do business. This is how we shoot straight. And the thing that makes us different, is that we have facts. This isn't something we're talking from theory. We have proven data. It's not like hypothetical based on these airy-fairy feelings. We'll talk about that in a minute, but this is hardcore stuff, and it's happening. It's still happening to this day with the company. So here we go, you guys. Welcome. My name is Dr. Jeff May, and I'm a husband, father. I've written a book. I've spoken across the country. I've got nearly 200,000 chiropractic visits under my belt. Yes, that's a lot, but you know what? You don't want to go to the restaurant where nobody's eating. We get results, and that's super, super important. And I am the company Chiropractic, the world's foremost leading industrial processing equipment manufacturer. Their name is Scott Equipment. They're founded out of New Prague, Minnesota here, and they have a site in Arlington as well, and I've been their chiropractor for now nearly 4 years and over a decade of clinical experience. I'm actually nearly 12 years in private practice. So here's the thing. When we have this conversation, I'm not speaking from like Derek and I said ideas. I've written a book on it. And, would you rather sit and talk to somebody who has just thought about it, or would you rather sit and have a conversation about you and your company and how this can help the person that's been doing it and is continuing doing it and wrote the book on it? That's why we're doing this. That's why we're here. You guys, here's the book, Beyond the Pain. I'll make sure you can get a copy of this as we go into this. But I want to take you guys back. You guys remember the show Reading Rainbow? What was the guy's captain, the phrase? He was always like, just don't take my word for it. I want to show you a quick video. And I don't want you to just take my word for it, but check this out and how powerful this is. Because if this is you in your company, how powerful is this for you?
And I didn't believe in chiropractors at all until my wife, she went to a chiropractor, and I started going to one, and it straightened me back out again. Now I've been going, you can let you do the math to this day, it's been 20 some years I've been going. And I've seen some pretty good chiropractors, but not until I started going to you,
okay,
that I haven't been in any pain at all. Usually it's something I have to live with.
So the cool thing with Dave, and he's told me this, like it was no kind of I guess under the rug. It was all about, it was saying, you're gonna have your hands full, you're gonna have this, and it was. What do you think the difference has been, Dave, in our approach? Because I'm out here where you guys are working. It's not like we're in an office, we've got massive amounts of technology or those different things. So what's been the difference you've noticed with this chiropractic technique?
When we first started out, it was 3 times a week, and then we went to 2.
Okay.
Kept my back in motion, and it happened exactly the way you said. I was in a lot of pain for a while when we first started getting adjusted, and then it went away.
Yeah.
So we got things moving.
And what has that done for you, day-to-day work, everything else?
Oh, it's been great without living with that pain and stuff, and having to deal with that, and then my back going in and out like it usually did. and it doesn't go out as much now anymore.
So would you be willing to say you're more productive at home too? We
Oh, yeah.
don't want to tell your wife. You know, we don't need the honeydew list to get any longer.
No. I have a farm, so I'm always doing something with the cows or whatever. So yeah, I'm a lot more productive at home.
I like it. And you guys, that's why I wanted to sit down and share this with you, with Dave, is because the bottom line is when you're healthier, you can get more done. And had you not, where do you think, if we hadn't turned the corner, right, and given you the advantage, so to speak, in 5-10 years, where do you think you'd be?
Probably in a wheelchair.
Oh, shoot.
So can you picture that, you guys? Picture, had we not intervened at that level, we literally would have a gentleman right now that runs a farm, has a family, and that would be in a wheelchair. It's absolutely just heartbreaking to think that. So that's why I want to say, don't take my word for it. Listen to the results and things that we've gotten. So here's the scoop, you guys. When I speak from the place, I'm never going to, through this webinar, I don't want to speak from a place where I can't show you the evidence. I can't speak from a place where I've never been. I lead from results. And most people, like I said, it's hypothetical. And they want to just get the good stuff, fuel program, rather than get in the pit with you. Because how many of you know that your business, listen, your business is a labor of love. Like, you started it because you need to create freedom yourself. You know, or maybe you're owning it now and trying to make it better at all these things. And people doing it the hard way, they take shortcuts. You know, I remember I grew up in Nebraska, and my dad would always talk about, you know, these fly-by-night painter crews. He ran a lumber yard for 30 years, and he'd talk about these fly-by-night guys that would come down and they'd thin out the paint with water, just trying to get it fast done, collect a check, and get out of there. You know, you've heard these things, I'm sure, in any industry. You've seen people where they cut the corners. And as a business owner, like, when you're faced with facts, when you're faced with a problem, you do one of two things. And I'll repeat this as we go through. You can either bury your head in the sand and hope it goes away, okay? Or you can actually face it head on and find solutions that really, 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 really work. And like I said, most of these things, they beg and incentivize their employees to try and rah-rah and the hype, you know, they call it the jacuzzi effect, where it's, you feel good in the jacuzzi, and then when you get out of it, it just falls apart, and these things don't last. So you can tell I get really, really frustrated about this, but what I want you to do is spend a moment thinking what your company could look like. What would your life look like if your company was running at a higher productivity level and a higher profit, like a higher efficiency level company? What does that make your life look like? What does that feel like? What could you do more of? Would you actually have the freedom? Because here's the thing, most business owners, they don't want to talk about how they don't have freedom. They don't want to talk about how, man, they're spending, actually, they're the owner of the company. They're spending more time at work and can't get away and enjoy time with their families that they want to. And I want to let you guys know, I'm not here to diagnose your employees. That's not my job. I'm going to show you a company that right now is getting results in an area where most companies have just written enough and struggled with it. So if we go into the secrets, this is what I want to get into the meat and potatoes of today's workshop. I'm going to show you the first one, two-edged sword of why health programs that don't work, like why the two-edged sword that's cutting you both ways there. Cookie cutter versus custom. This is key in every area of life, and the hidden cost companies that's worse than any medical cost. Like, this is stuff, you guys. So two-edged sword. Here's the thing. Secret number one: when your company is based around people, right? Granted, there's a lot of automation, there's technology, there's all these things happening in today's world, but for the most part, when it comes down to people, your productivity is tied to their energy level. So whether they're happy, whether they're sad, overall energy, the vibe, the feel of the company is directly related to its efficiency and thus productivity. I see in my office all the time, healthier people are happier people get more done. Just like you heard in the video from Dave, listen, he's healthier, which is helping him be happier, which is helping him be more productive, not only at work and at home. And when it comes to business, this is something my dad taught me when I was younger. He's like, listen, like my favorite parts of my job in the lumberyard is being able to interact and deal with people. And also, one of the worst things in his job, he would always say, is dealing and interacting with people was also the most challenging. Just as you are as an employer, like, one of your greatest strengths is your team. The teamwork makes the dream work. Yet one of your greatest challenges is still going to come out of your team. You know, so-and-so sick, so-and-so is fighting, having these crises. They're living their own personal life, and we're dealing with human beings, and there's a lot of stress involved with that. So as we look at this, guys, I know there's no shortage of wellness programs. I did kind of like toothpaste. Do we really need another toothpaste? I don't know. What about a more efficient and productive toothpaste? Maybe. But there's no shortage of wellness programs when it comes to it out there. Like there's literally, it's the reverse of the needle in the haystack. It's like trying to find hay in the stack of needles. That's what this space is. And yet, healthcare still continues to be one of the big drains on companies, and unfortunately, costing you. It's literally chopping out profit left and right from your bottom line. And the key is when we look at this is that most wellness programs aren't trackable. They're not sustainable in a way that actually gets you to the point where you can receive the value that was originally promised with them as far as the profit and savings. Because here's what a lot of them do. They'll say, well, are you feeling better? All these ambiguous things. Like a program based on feelings alone is fickle. Why do I say that? Because feelings are fickle. Like feelings will lie to us. We can drink some caffeine and not be tired, but yet we're exhausted. Like we have to have a trackable method, and most wellness programs do not do this on at all. Like very well at all. Like they maybe incentivize with a Fitbit and will have those things, but yet that only goes so far. Like you're basically trying to sit on a 3-legged stool on one leg. That's going to fall every single time. And ultimately, having a wellness program that's trackable and sustainable will give you the long-term growth. Because picture this: it's like no one who ever got married was looking for a divorce. They were looking for the long-term relationship, right? And things go through, and yes, things change. I'm just saying, you want to go into your wellness program knowing that this is a long commitment over the course of your business, because you want to feel safe and secure in your position as a leader, putting yourself in a position when your employees win and your consumer win. A 3-way win is what you ultimately want. And here's what happens when we go cookie cutter. So take this analogy. Say you went to the personal trainer. All right, and the personal trainer says, okay, what are your goals? They sit down and they talk to your goal first. Maybe you want some weight, gain some strength, look better in your bathing suit, whatever that may be. But ultimately, this personal trainer says, okay, here's what I want, here's what we're going to do. And he runs you through a program. And you go home, and you're like, man, I'm going to be a little bit sore. That was pretty good. Show up for your next training session. And all of a sudden he says, okay, here we go. We're working toward these goals that we figured out on day one. Here's your workout. And he runs you through the same workout program you did on your first day. And you think, oh, well, I definitely build strength in that area. That makes sense. And you go through. So all of a sudden you get to the 5th or 6th workout, and it's the same workout. And it probably doesn't even take you 5 or 6 times, but you better start thinking that, well, maybe this trainer isn't I'm gonna get a little bit of result, but the long term, this isn't gonna cut it. We need change. You guys, a wellness program, and when I talk about my wellness program, the company advantage, when we talk about this, we understand that people are individuals. Currently, right now, I'm taking care of approximately 42 employees of this company. All of them are different. All of them have different goals. All of them have different needs. There's some similarities in between there, but we have to. You as an employer should want custom, because custom gets better results and change. You cannot cookie cutter when it comes to health. You cannot deploy a system and expect it to do the same thing for everybody, because that is the shotgun approach, guys, and you need a laser precision sniper when it comes to truly getting the value, truly getting the big ROI, truly getting to the $750,000 in the first year. Those are the kind of ROIs where you need specificity. And ultimately, the cookie cutter, you're going to decrease your percentage of success, sure. And like I talked about, long-term compliance, it's just gone. It's just gone. And the sad thing is, as part of having a health program, there's insurance savings. There's work comp and insurance savings, better rates, all of these things. And ultimately, if you don't have a custom approach, it takes some time. Okay, it takes time to build some of these things in there to really see the big returns sometimes. And if you're going to see the health savings on the insurance side of things, and you're going a shotgun approach, you'll never get there. You just won't. You'll be so stinking frustrated, you guys. Because as I show you this, look at this. Look at this. This is so huge. Leading to an additional production in the first year of $420,000. This is coming right out of the case study, where you'll actually I can get you a copy of this case study we did for Scott Equipment Company. And literally, this is one of my favorites, and the timelines, their efficiency, how do you measure that? Their productivity went up approximately 15%, and in that time, for the first time in the history of the company, okay, they were not backlogged at the year end. They talk about missing days there, and they saved an additional $273,000. You guys, this was unstinking real. When we look at this right here should be the slide that you're like, okay, where do I contact this guy, this Dr. Jeff? You should be looking me up on Google right now, begging for a position to see if I'll be able to help your company, begging to apply. This is the slide. As you look at this, you should be sitting there. This should be you. Okay, maybe you're not yellow or those things, but this should be you at the top of your head, just in that mind blown position. And that's only secret number 2. Like, that should be enough. It should be any smart business owner. That would be enough right there. Secret number 3 is the hidden cost. Okay, here's where I know you'll agree. If you've been in business for any amount of time, when you look at this, being able to get employee buy-in. There's studies done how employee buy-in to the company vision and mission and turnover, right? And employee turnover were 2 of the hidden costs. Because when we talk about employee turnover, literally you are flushing down approximately like 16% of an annual salary to just replace that person. Now, these are some pulled offline from the consumer sites, but to give you some real numbers on that, so if someone's earning $50,000 in your company, okay, to replace them, it's already going to cost you $8,000. So that's not even saying it's just saying like if this person leaves your company, if they need to be replaced, you've lost $8,000. Boom, $8,000. Boom, $8,000. And I'm not saying people don't need to fire to changes need to be made, but I'm saying you're losing 16% just in turnover. Just in turnover alone. But that person doesn't buy into your company's mission. Then they leave, costing you 16% of salary. You guys, I don't know how often you can do that, but as a business, again, you should be sitting there thinking, wow. Like, this one might hurt. This one may hurt. It may sting a little bit because you may be sitting there thinking, like, shoot, are you serious? Like, this is, you should be, if you're calling your spouse, calling your business partners, be like, you realize we're losing 16% of our return. This is what happens. This is what happens every single time someone leaves your company, because the mission, the vision, the values, all these pieces, they work together. They work together for your the company buy-in. And how many of you know right now, like, you've shared your mission statements, you've tried to implement things to get people to engage, and yet at the end of the day, as an employer, you feel like, here's what you feel like. Can I be real with you guys? You just feel like your employees want to rape. Like, a lot of times you're like, you go around saying you value loyalty, your company built on family values and all those things, and they're sitting complaining because of their pay. Because I've had this, I've had it happen in my world, and I'll tell you that one of the best things, the best advice I ever received is, if money can solve the problem, then money's not the problem. You want to write that one down. Listen, if I never see you again, if I never get to have the opportunity to work for your company, remember, if money can solve the problem, then money's not the problem. What if you could literally give your company employees something that meant more to them than just money? Have you ever gotten like a note or a card, mail, maybe a coffee card, maybe a gift card, maybe a nice little thoughtful gift if you like to golf, maybe like customized golf balls or whatever it be. Someone thought enough to care to give you those things. Like, how much more, like, what do the golf balls cost? Maybe $20-$30, I don't know. Yet the value of what they received by that gift was so much more. What if you could do that for your employees? What if you actually cared about them enough that you cared their health outside your company as well, and implement a thing where they're a better spouse, they're a better parent, they're a better friend, and their life is better? You see, that's where the big companies and small companies, like any company, I don't even care. That's when an owner, a CEO, says, I care about that person enough to invest in them. And I want to show you this message here. I'm going to show you this video. I got to go over to it as well. Watch this video as you're hearing from the production manager. Right here is the production manager, Jay, for Scott Equipment. Watch what he has to say. This is pretty cool.
I would say if you looked at our shop alone, just with everyone who's getting chiropractic, I would say we've saved, the numbers up here show, as far as at least a month of saved work time, where they've been here. I would say production is up, efficiency is up at least 15%, 10 to 15%. Believe it or not, you actually do see a difference in hours with a guy who is getting chiropractic and who isn't. As far as when you lay two machines side by side and they're building ground up, I can't believe it, but the guy that is getting chiropractic care gets it done sooner. And the only thing I can say is it has to do with their feeling better, their energy levels are up, they just, obviously when your energy levels are up and you feel good, your attitude is up. And that's really all I can say about that.
That is all I can say about that. Listen, that is I grew up in Nebraska, so I can say this. That's from the horse's mouth right there, you guys. From the horse's mouth, side by side, when these mixers are being built, the guy who's getting adjusted is outperforming the guy who's not. Why is that? Because when they're healthier, they're happier. And they're happier, they get more done. They're more productive. Because this is powerful stuff. This has been almost a half hour. We're just over 3 minutes here. But how much has this been value so far? Listen, I know this has been a value. I don't even need to ask. Let's just be real. This has been a valuable time, and we can't cover everything. So here we go. Here's when you've been sitting on this webinar as a business owner, you're like, okay, when is he going to pitch me? When is he going to sell me? I'm going to sell you right now. I'm going to pitch you right now, because if you don't get a hold of it, and I'm not messing around. I'm not just saying, okay, this is this and that's that, and we only have this. Because if you don't take action, listen, the old habits die hard. I know where that came from. I know where that came from for me. You ask my team, there's things that I said I was going to do, said I was going to implement, and I get stuck in it and I didn't follow through. That's a habit. It has to change in order to produce. And when you look at this, you guys, systems get results. This is a quick pick. Something is so rare, even in chiropractic, it is so stinking rare. Outside of company care, outside of all that, is having a trackable system. We actually have 6 pillars in our system, where we take individuals all through all 6, and then wash, rinse, and repeat. And we're able to help people over and over. And literally, I still take care of. At the time of the recording, I just yesterday my very, very first new patient ever. How is that 12 years later? How is that? Why? Because we have a system. And our systems produce results. I may be fun, I may be fun to be around, I may be a great adjuster, all those things, but people stick around for results. And that's what I want you to be excited about. That's what you're going to be thrilled about. So here we go. Here's what you're going to get. Here is brass tacks of it, you guys. So customized healthcare analysis. What is that? I'll explain that in a minute. Loss production calculator and a copy of the case study. So the case study I referenced before, you will get a copy of that, and you will go through all these things. So customized healthcare analysis. This is what we're looking at. So you're going to find out. I'm going to give you the numbers. I need some information from you when you apply for this. I will be asking you for some information. It won't be proprietary. It will be very vague, but some specifics so I can customize this to your company. We're going to talk about the strengths and weaknesses. I'm going to help give an analysis from an expert's point of view, from being in the field, from being in industries with manual labor, who this has been ideal for, and this has worked amazing for, and then give you an action plan. I'm gonna do the work for you, give you an action plan based on what we find. You guys here diving deeper into the pillars. I mentioned this, a picture's worth 1,000 words. No, this picture is worth nearly $750,000 because that has helped produce for a company in first year. And by the way, take that times 4, it probably went up each year. They have literally saved millions, and they haven't paid me millions. By the way, they haven't. Maybe they should. But they have not. But their company has been able to produce that much more. The freedom jar in our office. These are medications no longer needed, and we know sick people. Their time is short. Not only on this, in your office or in your business, at home, they're crabby. All those things. This is our freedom jar. This is a trophy. This is our win for people. So here's the thing. With all of this, and with the office. First thing is I can just go cheap and broad. I can make it like Walmart, just trying to attract as many people as possible, and just go the Walmart approach. Or second one, which is in the heart of it, the truth of it, is why this is taking me so long to record it and all those things. Because I've been making sure, I really wanted to make sure this is going to be something I can hang my hat on, put my name to, and be proud of, because in 4 years of taking care of the company, we wanted to make sure we can deliver, and how we can deliver for more companies and expand and scale this in a way that it's a win for the company, it's a win for my company, and it's a win for your employees. There's the triple win in all of that for you. So that's where the second, it's taking me a little bit more time to invest this as we go through. So I'm going to throw in a couple bonuses here, you guys. This bonus right here is for people who are ready to take action. So this is 10 core score assessments. As part of the pillars, we have core scores. And so I can explore this in person or however you want to do it, but ultimately it's the number. Like, we know our blood pressure, we know our cholesterol, we know our weight, we know all these things with numbers. This is the number that shows how well you adapt to stress. So having this number is crucial for helping assess where you're at and where you want to go in terms of your health. You can get 10 of those, nearly $1,000 value there. Bonus number 2, I'm going to throw in, it may only be worth like $11.16. Why $11.16? Well, one, it's a copy of my book. Excuse me, but still, most people don't know this. November 16th was my wedding day, so that's why I priced it the way I did. You're not gonna retire on writing a book, that's for sure. But I'm gonna get you a copy for sure. And I just love this one. So that $11.16 value is in there on top of everything else. So you're looking at total value here. You're going to get all of these things. So the cost care analysis, the copy of the case study, the core assessments, signed copy of my book, those bonuses are all thrown in there for a total value of $2,075.17. You guys, that is massive. So with that, picture that $2,000, 17 odd cents, that 20.75 and 17 cents. If all I were able to do, so this can give you a tool that will reduce sick time, right? Remember, it cuts you two ways: sick time and productivity. If someone goes home sick, you lose them. You still pay them, right? Sick time, PTO, and the productivity you lost, the two-edged sword of that. What if I could reduce that by 10%? What would that be worth to you? Would that be worth more than the $2,065.17? I'm willing to bet yes. What about if I could help your company produce 10% more? 10% more there. Would that be worth it? Like, I sure hope so. Like, I sure hope $2,000, nearly $2,100 is 10%. I'm like, good, let's go. If it's, we got other issues. What about engaging company buy-in and office morale? Are you kidding me? You guys, here it is. I was gonna originally, when I did this, $97. I'm like, that's worth it. It's spit. I can do it for $1,000. I can do it for half. People like push their mother-in-law down to get in line for this. And they might push their mother-in-law down anyway. But for the next 24 hours, you can go to tcagift.com where you can actually get this. And I think I have an offer I can put up on the screen for you. Yes, so I'm gonna put this up there. The 24-hour clock is going. It says we have 15 available units. No, I'm going to put this down. We've got 5. So let's see. But this is open for the next 5, and so that's up right now. The numbers are a little off. I've changed a few things, but here's what it is on the screen. You go to tcagift.com right now. You click get your free report, and it's on me. You get everything I said. Now, this is important because if you apply as a company, I'm going to make sure you get everything involved with that, because I know the companies it's worked for, and this application process is important. I want to make sure that you're a good fit. I'm a good fit for you, and so we work with the people who it's worked for, because at the end there's 2 CEOs. There's the ones that go and produce as much as they can, even though their bucket is leaking everywhere. And there's those that solidify that bucket and know how to build a legacy, not a business, but a legacy, and create the freedom that's wanted. So once again, you guys go to tcagift.com for the next 24 hours, apply, and I look forward to speaking with you as we figure out how we can help work together to increase company morale, save you a ton of money, and literally help you make a bigger impact in the world and fulfill the mission statement that you started out with, creating the life that you desire and funding that life through your business. It's now way more profitable and running at and with the advantage. All right, you guys, thanks. Appreciate you, and I cannot wait to see and work with you soon.